Hey there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with horse racing tips for Monday, the 18th of December. Well, a quick recap on Sunday, absolutely garbage. One of them was given an absolutely atrocious ride, and another one was given a slightly better ride. So the worst ride of the day from my selections was Total Lockdown. Well, it was anchored last, and not only last, anchored absolutely miles last. Um, never ever given a chance. Never ever could have been given a chance because of how we rode it. Um, the nap of the day, what was it called? Larginess. That horse, I picked it because it was tough conditions. Don't get me wrong, Southall's an easy track, but it was pretty much the only horse that was guaranteed to stay. So what does Lily Pinchin do? She rides a slow race from the front, so you could see she was still prominent turning in, but she'd set a dawdle, and as you're well aware, there were something like five horses within about 5 lengths at the finish. It was a sprint finish. Basically, the commentator says it was a 5 furlong sprint finish. It's like, why on earth would you do that? You got a horse that jumps okay, you've got doubtful stayers behind, and then you lead, but you set a slow pace. Surely you'd want a searching pace to bring out the errors or the doubts in the other horses. It never happened. So, yeah, disappointed. I think it was actually a bad tactical race from her perspective. So anyway, zero back. So let me get into this. So it's a 20 pence each way, lucky 15, and 50 pence each way singles again. The form stands up a bit more at Wolverhampton because it's a surface that you can rely on. So I do like the look of these selections. There is the odd favourite that's got a high draw that I've gone against, and so let me get into it. So the first selection is Gustav Graves at 6-1 in the 5 o'clock at Wolverhampton, paying 4 places instead of 3. This one will be prominent, but there's a good chance that Store One will be leading. This horse should be right at its side, and I think it will outstay that horse. That horse that should lead will probably be Rockley Point. She's also got Nelly French in the race, which I also think's got a chance. But drawn 7, it may be a bit squeezed for room. So I like this horse, this Gustav Graves, and it's drawn 3, which is perfect really, as long as it gets a prominent position. Ideally, stalled 2 nips in behind them. So you've got 1 and 2. So you've got stall 1 leading, and basically stall 3, which is Gustav Graves, 3/4 length behind it. Rockley Point doesn't always find a great deal when you turn off the final bend, so hopefully this horse will outstay it. And yeah, that's the reason why I like this horse. I'm not particularly a fan of the jockey, Jonathan Fisher, but someone's got to sit on it. So the second selection is Sociologist at 10-1 in the 6 o'clock at Wolverhampton, paying 4 places instead of 3. This horse must be prominent. Last time it did a big mid-race move, which if there's any fitness darts, that would certainly have blown the cobwebs away. And it also stayed on fairly well. It wasn't beaten that far to say it made such a I think it said something like rapid headway after 1 furlong or after first circuit. And yeah, like I said, it made a mid-race move. It's hard to do that, even from I used to run quite competitively, and for me to actually run, let's say, 5 miles, and between miles 2 and 3, chuck a really quick mile in, it doesn't. Well, you will struggle to get home properly, regardless of whether you want further or not. If you chuck in a fast mile halfway through the race, you are going to struggle for it. So this horse, it did well to keep on. I think held back with a little bit more restraint. It needs to be prominent, but like pressing the lead rather than actually going clear. So that's Sociologist. Don't get me wrong, it's well exposed, but I just think it could run an okay race at 10-1. You'll know if they don't fancy, because it'll probably end up being about something like 25s if it's not going to win. The third selection is Story Horse at 9-2 in the 6:30 at Wolverhampton. There's a few of these coming from the National Flat sphere. So what I think this horse will do, this horse will go straight to the front and slow it right down. And I think the favourite, which is it Caustic, I think it is, it's drawn 11, which is not ideal. But I actually think that that horse and the other national horse want a lot further than this. When I see the breeding and you've got the sire and I think it's the dam sire, and you'll see like figures outside him like 11.3 and stuff like that. Well, I both those the sire and the dam sire are 11 point something. That to me tells me that this horse wants 2 miles plus. It might be a talent. Sorry, not this horse. The favourite, sorry, Caustic. It tells me that possibly wants a lot further. They're probably seeing if they can try and nick a bit of flat prize money before they take it. Probably hurdling, but Story Horse, it's rated at, I think it's 73. It ran a cracker last time, only just beat. So I think if it should get out. If it can slow the pace right down and turn it into a sprint finish off the home bend, I think this horse should have the legs for them. And finally, Ginger. Gypsy Whisper at 6-1 in the 7:30 at Wolverhampton, paying 4 places instead of 3. I expect this horse to be prominent and hopefully kick off around the bend. But yeah, it can be prominent throughout. Just hope it has a bit of luck. So those are the selections for Monday. So the very best of luck. I actually thought I said that quite quick, but it's 6.5 minutes in. The very best of luck. Charlie Winters, over and out. Cheers, mate.